how do you measure a fighter's prime? You can't really tell what a fighter's prime is until, like, for instance, when was Bernard Hopkins' prime? Was it when he was 30? When he was 40? When he was 20? What was his prime?
No, okay, I see what you're getting at. I'm gonna say his age prime. I'm talking about age-wise. I'm talking about like age. You know, the age of the fighter. That's what I'm talking about.
I know, I got you. That's cool. Okay, so you saying so you mean, is there a window like from 25 to 30? Would you say that that's the prime?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that's someone's like physical prime. Like you know what I'm saying. Like some people, everybody's not like Bernard Hopkins. Everybody's not gonna be able to do, you know what I'm saying, what that guy does. So I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, physical prime. Like I don't want to see Keith Thurman and Sean Porter finally fight when they're 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see it then. I want to see it when they.
But what if Sean Porter and Keith Thurman are better fighters when they're 35 years old? You don't know. Just like I think Floyd Mayweather is better in his 30s than he was in his. He probably had more skills in his 20s. I mean, more athleticism in his 20s. But as far as being a smarter fighter, like now, like the Floyd that fought Guerrero and Canelo, I mean, he barely even got touched in that fight. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to say Floyd Mayweather was more dynamic of a fighter when he was in his 20s. I'm going to say he became, like you said, he became more defensively when he got in his 30s, which really don't make him a better fighter. It just made him more conscious of getting hit. I mean, he was more of a let his hands go fighter and still had defense in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? He still had the defense and he was letting his hands go too. So I'm going to say that was a better Floyd Mayweather in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to.
I think he's better in the 30s.
I would have to agree with you on that one, Boxing Talk, because he didn't get touched against Diego Corrales or Gennaro Hernandez or Arturo Gatti. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really get touched in those fights. So you can't say his defense was worse, but he was beating the shit out of motherfuckers, knocking them out. So how can you take the Diego Corrales version of the guy and the Canelo version of the guy and say he's better against Canelo than he was against Corrales? J. Tenek?
Because he's more experienced and he's fighting a guy who's 20 pounds bigger. And I mean, I think that's a bigger challenge. And I think Canelo, being at 22, 23 years old, he's 20 pounds heavier, and he's 35 years old, 36 years old. That's a more incredible win to me. I mean, Diego Corrales is a great fighter. I mean, he's great. That put him on the map. But and guys like Canelo and De La Hoya, you know, those guys, that's what I think separates him from a fighter, man. That's the fact that he can go up in weight and fight bigger guys and basically dominate.
All right.
But
all right, Hicko. All right, we're gonna go around the horn with this one. Now, this one, y'all might have to sit back and think about this one for a minute. How do you measure a fighter's value? Start with you, Boxing Talk.
On that rate on more of that on that subject.
Yes, sir. I mean, if you got to pass the rock, just pass the rock.
Oh, okay. I pass it to zone.
Man, I think that it's really no such thing, man. I think that people place the value in the person because you start from ground zero, and everybody's 0 and 0. I mean, you don't know who's who. The only way to determine the value of a fighter is always ever changing. That's why boxing is the best sport. And I think that fans have robbed themselves and the general public of that. It ain't like other sports where it is an end to the season. And it's a start of new. It's a reset. It's a fresh start. A new beginning. With boxing, it's an infinite sport until you retire. And you're always judged or your performance in totality. And the boxer is always judged on a whole person concept, constantly. What he do in and out of the ring, how he perform, his skill sets, and we actually watch these guys grow at a different rate than other sports. Because every fight changes a man. We talking about fighting. We're not talking about your team fight. We're not talking about who can play tic-tac-toe, spade the best. We talking about ass beatings, okay? Fisticuffs, all right? Pole distance. There is no way to really measure it. It's always ever-changing, and the public perception of that fighter is how that is determined. They put the value in a person. Because right now, Keith Thurman is not as valued as Floyd Mayweather due to whatever society deems is valuable. Okay? And right now we gotta look at society. Back then, Jack Johnson was very valuable. Joe Louis was very valuable because blacks were being oppressed. So they needed something that represented the opposite of being oppressed. Right now, we are free. Everybody get their tax return. This is the balling era. This is the have your pants sagging down era. And a lot of value is placed in that kind of foolery. You know what I mean? Those antics. That circus shit. All right? So it depends on the tide of society. And Bradley and Thurman are well-spoken, hard-working, but they're not as valuable. Even though one guy knocks a lot of guys out, even though the other guy can box his ass off, it's just not what's valuable to society. All right? I'm passing that to Sidney.
Yeah, I agree. I think to keep it short, I think basically the way they value fighters now is not on their determination and heart and what they do in the ring. They're valuing people based off of how much money can you make for me, all right? And, how much money can Showtime make from me fighting on Showtime? How much money can HBO make? And they value fighters based off of that. So, and they don't even lie to the public and tell the public that this motherfucker got a big fan base when they clearly don't, okay? They'll say shit like that because they're trying to market and value a fighter that they choose, that they see fit. Now, that's all it is, man. I mean, I don't see, I look at the shit like, I like fighters who come to fight, you know what I mean? You come in there and fight, I'm going to give you respect. I'm going to like you. I don't give a fuck if you take losses. Motherfucker, you have 10 losses. Shit. I love Terry Norris. I forgot how many losses Terry Norris got. He got like 10 losses or some shit. Right? But they don't change the fact that he's one of the greatest 154-pound fighters of all time. So, but his value to these new boxing fans wouldn't be shit. They, because they put their stock into popularity, female traits. They got a lot of female traits. What kind of shoes is Floyd Mayweather wearing today? What kind of hairstyles is Manny Pacquiao? What kind of cars are they driving? How many Twitter followers do they have? Fuck that fag shit, man.
All right, because it's real. Because even when you say the value of a fighter, like it, because they say that some dudes aren't valuable. Like for instance, let's say Keith Thurman. They say that he's not valuable in a sense or whatever. But if you put him in there with the right opponent, wouldn't that, Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, wouldn't that be a good fight? Or matter of fact, no, Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, that's a good fight right now, right? I mean, you live in Milwaukee. If they was fighting in Milwaukee, you'd be trying to get a ticket to that shit. If they was fighting at the StubHub Center, J-Tenet, wouldn't you be trying to get a ticket to that shit? If they was fighting in GA, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you'd be trying to get a ticket to that. So how do we say that, like, if Keith Thurman was fighting, Rod Salka, I'm not trying to see that. And I'm a big Keith Thurman fan. But if he was fighting Kell Brook and they brought that shit to fucking Ford Field or the goddamn Joe Louis Arena, I'm there. So why is it that a fighter, how do you create value as a fighter, and based on what? Who's like, because
I'm gonna.
wait, hold on, wait, hold on. Like, if you're a fighter starting from scratch, I mean, let's just say like your pro debut, pretty much. How do you create value for yourself as a fighter, besides, you know what I mean? Like, if you're fighting and winning, beating motherfuckers and knocking them out, what else do you need to do to create value for yourself as a fighter?
It depends on several things, because you gotta be honest, man. I mean, we don't agree with it, but this is what they do. They want motherfucking fighters to shuck and jive and cool and shit, man. I mean, if you don't go out there, then you can't just be yourself. You can't just go out there and be a family man, be a nice guy. That's boring. They want to see you, flash some jewelry. They want to see you disrespect people. They want, everything. You ever notice whenever somebody say, what do a fighter need to do in order to get this fight? It always leads to some ignorant shit. He should go. He should just continue to he's a number one contender. He deserves a shot. It's never that. It's always, well, he needs to go out and if I was him, I would go and confront him. If I was him, I'd do this and do that. If I was him, I'd do. Why do you gotta go through all these antics and all this fucking reality TV just to get a fucking fight? You're a boxer. He's a boxer. Why can't y'all fight? That's your job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So that's the new era, man. It's everything has to be centered around reality TV now and shit like that. That's how I feel.
Oh shit!
That's really true. I think
Damn.
And I think a big part of it is social media, man, because now we have access to a whole person's life. We don't need to watch it on TV. We could just go look on Instagram or Twitter, or we get to see everything already. So if we see they doing dumb shit on social media, then that's just what people are expecting, man. I mean, that's what's getting all the likes, that's getting all the hits. That's what they want to see, man, and that's unfortunate. It's basically based on politics and how much fans you can bring to the show, man. And that brings the fans to the show. Just like Adrian Broner, man, doing dumb shit. He brings people to the show, so he always gonna get fights, man.
Yeah, but I used to Adrian Broner is not my best, guy I like to root for, but one thing I do like about Adrian Broner, Zone brought it up a couple weeks ago, that Adrian Broner is good for the sport because that guy brings attention to the sport. He does bring attention to the sport. He does promote himself, as stupid as he acts. He does go out there and promote himself, you know what I'm saying? So I do like Adrian Broner in that sense. I think boxing needs more personality. You know what I'm saying? Forget about waiting on the promoters to promote you and do this for you. Just go out there. Sometimes you got to kind of not really sell your soul to the devil, but kind of step outside yourself a little. You know what I'm saying? Just step outside. Getting more and more animated. He's starting to do a little bit more now. So he sees that you got to play the game. And he even said in the interview, man, I know I just got to play the game. I have to play the game because this is how the boxing game is going right now. I have to play the game until I knock down the door. And then he can start doing what he want to do. But he got to play the game.
That's what he should do. If he's smart, that's what he should do, man. I mean, start calling people out, start being animated about it, because obviously just going out and knocking people out ain't going to get you a fight, obviously. So, I mean, it's going to take something else, man. And got to do what he got to do. Got to play the game.
Let me respond to that. I think that, Adrian Broner is good for boxing in the sense that we need characters. Everybody, we need characters like Adrian Broner in boxing, but everybody shouldn't be held to Adrian Broner standards. What's good for Adrian Broner is not good for everybody. We can't have a whole boxing full of Hector Camachos and Adrian Broner's running around. There has to be a balance. That's not everybody's taste. You know what I mean? If I go grab me a Big Mac from McDonald's, that don't mean I get a Big Mac for everybody in my fucking house. Some people like fucking something else from McDonald's. You can't just force feed everybody something, because what's going to happen then is boxers going to turn into the WWE with nothing but these staged fuck events and shit and characters that's being played right now. You know, it used to be a time where a dude could just be a man, just be a man. His job is a professional fighter, right? You see him fight, oh, I like how he fight. Yeah, I want to see him fight this guy. You can't do that no more. Now it's, well, just doing your job ain't enough. We gotta see you tap. Can you tap dance? Show me that step you do. Show me that step before you get a chance at this fight. No, I don't think that's fair. I don't want to see these guys step out of character and start putting on acts just to get some popularity and shit like that. Because to me, that's the definition of throwing out.
Now let me. I got a question. Now listen, I got a question for y'all then, because I mean the fact that
go ahead real quick.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I should agree with 78. Real quick, I just think that Adrian Broner has that market. I like Adrian Broner for being Adrian Broner, but that's it. Not meaning that what Adrian Broner whole persona is should be everybody else or even a percentage of that. I like Adrian Broner shit for him, because you need a big mouth guy that is really not that good, but is trying to sell you that he is that good. Okay? Because just shortly, everybody was on this motherfucker talking about how Adrian Broner was going to beat Marcus Maidana, and he fell on the biggest stage. Everybody was just on this motherfucker talking about how that Adrian Broner is a better prospect than Keith Thurman. Now that's going away. And then it was said that knocking out people is not enough. Since when did knocking out people not be enough? But you know what? It's not that it's not enough. It's just that I think guys are scared. I think these boxers do have fear, and people are scared. So I agree with 78 on the fact that you shouldn't be held to Adrian Broner's standard, but I agree with Boxing Talk if the standard is just going to be limited to that boxer.
Now,
yeah, and I want to say something before. Robert, let me say something real quick.